All right, buckle up. Because the Loire Valley is France showing off, calmly, confidently, and with zero apology. This is not a drive-through and wave situation. This is layers on layers of history, beauty, power plays, and aristocrats being dramatic. Very beautifully. France didn't build this region for postcards. It built it to control territory, impress rivals, and keep everyone watching their manners. Joe tried to call it romantic France. I reminded him this many castles usually means someone was nervous. Often called the Garden of France, the Loire Valley stretches along the Loire River, from Angers to Orléans. And yes, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, for good reason. Castles, vineyards, Renaissance towns, royal drama, and a suspicious number of very fancy royal advisors who clearly treated interior decorating like a national emergency. Angers is where the Loire clears its throat and says, "All right, behave." This is serious France. All medieval walls and hulking fortifications. No frills, no flirting. The kind of place that doesn't do romance first. It does control. Romance can wait. Kings didn't come here for the view. They came to get away from Paris, from unrest, from religious pressure, and let's be honest, from relatives who were plotting a little too loudly. Joe called it intimidating. I said that's just power when it's confident enough not to smile for you. Saumur is where the Loire softens. The Château de Saumur watches the river, not threatening, just aware. This is power that no longer needs to raise its voice. And this is where the vineyards enter the chat properly. Cellars carved into limestone, cool, underground, practical. The same stone that built the castles also built the caves. And the caves protected the harvest. Nothing wasted. Everything reused. Joe got emotional about this. Something about efficient architecture. I let him have the moment. Before the fairy tales really kick in, the Loire gets weird, in the best way. Entire homes carved directly into limestone cliffs, still lived in. Cool in summer, warm in winter, quietly brilliant. Joe asked if people miss windows. I asked if he misses being warm and practical at the same time. Chinon is where the Loire stops being polite. Yes, it's a famous grape-growing region, but it's also the backdrop for big arguments, bigger alliances, and the kind of power games that make group projects look relaxing. Secrets were traded here, quietly, efficiently. Royal advisors weren't just hanging around. They were collecting information like it was a competitive sport. And marriages weren't about romance. They were more like very fancy peace treaties with better outfits. The Loire looks calm because all the drama already happened, and the river has moved on. Joe said, "That escalated quickly." History nodded. Then we hit Villandry. And suddenly, perfection. The gardens are mathematical, disciplined, controlled. This is the Renaissance saying, yes, nature is lovely, but we can organize it. Even the kitchen garden is strategic. Joe tried to touch a hedge. I physically stopped him. These plants have rules. Tours feels lived in, young, human, cafes, students, little bakeries that smell like happiness, ordinary evenings done exceptionally well. This is where the Loire stops performing and starts existing. Château d'Amboise sits above the river like it knows its worth. Leonardo da Vinci is buried here. Not fairy tale energy, more genius with political protection. Just next door, Clos Lucé, Leonardo's final home, models of his inventions in the garden. Quiet, thoughtful, slightly emotional. The Loire's intellectual heart. Blois is history stacked vertically. Its chateaux are 4 architectural styles, arguing in public, aggressively. And then, Chambord, the biggest chateau in the Loire, 440 rooms, 365 fireplaces. A double helix staircase is often linked to Leonardo da Vinci, built purely to impress, barely lived in, iconic anyway. Joe whispered, "Who cleans this?" France shrugged. Chenonceau stretches over the river, known as the Château of the Ladies, built, shaped, and claimed by powerful women. Elegant rather than aggressive. Watchable, strategic. Very don't mistake softness for weakness. Joe behaved himself here. Growth. Yes, we're talking about food again, because food makes me happy. And frankly, if a place feeds you well, it deserves the airtime. The Loire doesn't shout its flavors. It whispers them, confidently, like it knows it's right. Rillettes done properly, goat cheese with a straw through it, like it's wearing a tiny crown, fresh river fish, white butter sauces that feel like a warm hug from France itself, vegetables treated with such respect you almost feel bad eating them. And the drinks? Apple juice, sparkling water, fancy little sodas, everything served like it's part of a royal ceremony. Joe kept saying, "It's very subtle," which is code for he was mentally reverse engineering every dish. By day 2, he was asking waiters for recipes. By day 3, he was muttering about his Loire chapter. I'm fairly certain a cookbook is forming, slowly, passionately, and entirely in his head. I just kept eating, because joy, darlings, comes in courses. As you move toward Orléans, the castles thin out, the river narrows, Paris approaches, and suddenly, Paris feels louder, sharper, more anxious. The Loire doesn't compete with Paris. It simply lets Paris reveal itself. The Loire Valley is famous for its château, which château was built largely as a display of power and prestige, not practical living, and features a double helix staircase often attributed to Leonardo da Vinci. A. Château de Chenonceau. B. Château de Blois. C. Château de Chambord. D. Château de Villandry. Drop your answer, A, B, C, or D, in the comments. And yes, there is a prize involved. Want to see if you got it right and check where you land on the leaderboard? Head to quizzes.gammaflare.com. That's where. Answers live, winners are crowned, and Joe's confidence is routinely challenged. Comment your answer below. Share this with a friend who loves castles but hates stairs, and secure your bragging rights. Next time, we leave the river behind. Different pace, different power dynamics, and probably fewer fireplaces, but no promises. Until then, eat the pastries, read the room, and remember, if someone builds 440 rooms, it's never just about comfort. See you in the next one, darlings. Same curiosity, new chaos. Cue the confetti. Grab your party hat, your loudest kazoo, or just Joe's leftover pastry wrapper and wave it like a flag. Because it's celebration time, darlings. We're spinning that gloriously glittering wheel of wonder to find out who's strutting into today's spotlight like the trivia royalty they are. Drumroll, please. Preferably dramatic, with jazz hands. Congratulations to our lucky winner. You'll get a message in your comment faster than Joe can say, "Is that pastry free?" So keep those peepers peeled and your inbox ready. We just need your details to send over your sparkly surprise. And yes, glitter is optional, but highly recommended. Didn't see your name this time? Don't spiral. Darling, this is a series, not a saga. The next quiz is just hours away, and your spotlight moment might be one spin away. So stay sharp, stay fabulous, and most importantly, stay in the game. Your turn is coming. I can feel it in my trivia bones.